Usually whenever I do my leaders, I use fluorocarbon. Been using this one for quite a while, and I recently got into this. So usually after a while of fishing, you might get your line frayed, and as you see right there, it's getting frayed. It's going to eventually snap one day, so it's time to go ahead and switch it out. So now I'm going to go ahead and take off the old line. So first I'm going to cut off the jig head. Here is where it's connected to. I use the Albright knot, and I don't do it as other people do it. I have it my own way, and I'll show you how to do that momentarily. I usually put about 12 feet on here. Some people say you should only use about 2 feet worth, but I go big with it. So now you have your fluorocarbon and you have your braid. And so I take the fluorocarbon and I make a little loop like that. And then I take the braid and I put it up and take about half a foot to a foot, half a foot to do, just like that. And I pinch this side and I use my middle finger to push it over and pull it under. And I do this about 5 to 6 times. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now you want to make sure that each one of those coils goes down the line. And once you get up to 6, for thicker line, you might want to do like 8 to 10. You grab it down here. Well, I grab it down here. And then I just toss it over 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then take the braid and put it down through the hole, the loop that you made. And now you want to grab the braid, and before you tighten it, you got to spit on that thing. Here we go. After you spit on it, just pull it tight, making sure that you have both ends on the fluorocarbon and both ends of the braid, pulling it tight. And be careful that you don't cut yourself. This is pretty sharp stuff. And once you do that, you let go of the tag ends, and then you just grip on the braid, grip on the fluorocarbon, and you can test the strength of that knot. And that is pretty strong. So now all you have to do is cut off the tag ends. And usually I would use some nail clippers to get a better close up. So you want to make sure that you have the tag end and not your main line. This is actually the fluorocarbon part first. And go as close to the knot as possible without clipping the knot. And then you want to get the main line, which is the braid, and go as close to the knot as possible without cutting into the knot. And voila. Yeah, just a little bit of piece right there. But usually the braid is pretty soft and it'll go through the guides real smooth and easy. But if you want to go ahead and try to clip it again. But there you go. You can kind of see a little bit where you can get closer right there with the nail clippers. I was just doing it fast. And that is how I tie my Albright knot. And it's crazy strong too. 20-pound braid, 20-pound fluorocarbon. Went right through the guide, pretty easy. So when I am putting my hook on my leader line, I'm going to be using a size 3 Tru Turn hook. First, what I do is I take the leader line and I put a little loop, and then I go ahead and stick that loop through the eye of the hook, which I never get it on the first try. And once I get it on that loop, make a loop, and then you're going to put this through the loop twice, at least twice. So that's 1, 2. So it should look like that. So then all you have to do is put your hook through that loop and pull down, and that ain't going nowhere. So now all you have to do is cut off your tag end without hooking yourself, of course. And voila. This is the way I set up my hook when I'm freelining. And I've learned that this method catches mangrove snapper quite easily whenever you're fighting off the pinfish, that is. But yes, live shrimp, this setup,
with your hook of choice,
it'll get them.
A split shot may be needed to get the bait to the bottom depending on how strong the current is flowing.
All right, y'all. Thanks for watching.